We're just meeting.
Sorry. Hello, Gabriel.
Hello, Martina.
This is our second take. We just met and talked about smiling, and we decided to go again. I have no idea what to talk about.
I feel scared. I feel scared about this. This is a topic we had before. We never did anything the second time before, and we talked about it. Okay, but what if we don't like it?
Mm-hmm.
What if we go to the point where we don't like the interview, and then we go there again, and we just get out of the recording and say this was really boring. Like
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to watch it again, so I'm not going to publish it.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we're in the trouble right now of what if this thing that we're recording right now, what if this recording doesn't fit either? It's like the direct way to the swamp. Just like, okay, second recording, swamp. Is it similar for you?
Yeah, and for me, yes, it's similar for me. And for me, I have the fear that when we try again, we can only make it worse. And what if we are not successful to go, because I always want to go deep with a thing. I want to not only talk about something, I want to go deep, and if we don't, if I have the impression that we don't do that, then
where do you think it comes from that both of us have this fear of doing something again?
I have an experience from school that when I take effort to do something, and then the teacher says, this is not good enough, you have to do it again, then the second try is not better. The second try is even worse. Yeah. And that's my experience from school. How is it for you?
Yeah, somehow this rings a bell in me about, okay, I have to make it right, I only have one try. Like the whole school system is built to basically have these tests a few times a year, and this is where what counts most of the grade. So I only have one try. I'm needing to know it before I'm able to do it. I'm needing to be able, this is something I have a lot, where I would like to play the piano. I would like to be able to play the piano. I would like to play a musical instrument, but I don't want to go through this learning, because learning means failing, and failing is horror.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to be creative with wood. I love the wood as a resource, because it's warm and it's so easy to manipulate and to craft something out of it. I'm looking at the wooden floor I'm sitting on right now. And I'm so afraid, like I would like to be able to do it, but I don't want to learn it, because learning means failing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What in your life could you do without learning it?
I don't think anything, and it didn't have this like stamp of learning. I just did it because it was fun. Like math, I'm quite, like, I don't even know in the English adjective, good maybe, or like I know my ways around math, and it was always fun, except in university when the shit got really crazy. But in school, it was always fun. Math was always fun. Physics it made sense, and it was fun.
I visited a friend, Tatiana, in the Black Forest, and she's a painter. In my eyes, she's an artist because I love her paintings, and she is learning by doing. She's painting every day, I think for hours, I don't know how much. And she told me that painting, you can learn to paint. You can learn that to paint, to learn the techniques and to learn how to use the colors and the pencil and that. But I think there is another thing that you cannot learn when you want to paint. And you are also a painter. How is it with painting? Did you learn that, or did you just do it?
Yeah. In school, I hated painting because they told me what I had to paint. And somehow my story is that I have a connection of my energetic body to the painting. So I'm not really painting with how it looks like or how it makes sense or to have like a tree or something. It's more abstract because it doesn't come from the mind that says, okay, like I'm sitting in a room, so how can I paint this plant? How can I paint this, I don't know, scene somehow? It comes from a different source. And yeah, I think this is something that people learn when my grandma, she was a chef. Like she was not a chef, but she worked in the house, in the kitchen all day. Being a farmer's woman, she was working in the kitchen all day, and she knew how to bake. And she also had a baking apprenticeship, I think. And whenever she made something, she just put it together without weighing it. There was no scale in the. I didn't even know if she had a scale. And she had everything in her head. It was just in her energetic body. So I think that most people who train that are just like training their energetic body, so you don't do it without thinking anymore. So I think you can learn that. I think you can learn that with most things. Yeah. And at the same time, you also do painting. I remember this course I did with closing your eyes and then painting blind, that you hold space for. And
yeah, you don't close your eyes, but you look at the object and not at your painting. You only look at the object that you want to paint, and you don't look at your painting.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And yeah, so how do you learn that? You just do it. Yeah, everyone can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm holding space for possibility painting. Every Friday at 5 o'clock German time, we meet for an hour to do experiments. And one of the experiments that we didn't do yet is like a written exercise of, usually we paint something or draw something that is not able to be drawn. Like before. It's not possible to draw before. It cannot come from the mind, because in the mind the mind doesn't get it. So this is what I train, is how to paint with the energetic body. And one exercise I want to do that I didn't do before was, I'm not a painter because, and to just let it come, and to just write it down. I'm not a painter because, I'm not an artist because, I'm not an artist because, I cannot paint because, I cannot draw because. And there are so many stories, and in the end, everyone, like, there was a friend of mine visited me, I think 2 weeks ago, and her little son, I think he's 4, he drew something, he painted something with watercolors, on a very, very thick paper, and it's amazing. I hang it in my room. It's hanging in my room. It's really amazing. I like it. And he's a 4-year-old child, and he can just like make a line and make a little circle and make a flower, and it's a flower. And it's
cool. Yeah.
So yeah, who took that from us? Is
this class open, or is it can you come? Is it closed for the time that you do you do that every Friday?
I'm doing it every Friday. You can just come. Just write me an email if you want to join.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. The time is over. What do you think about this interview, Gabriel?
I like it. I like it. Yeah.
So we will publish that. You would publish that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You?
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Okay. So
how are you going to call it?
I had an impulse before about trying, perhaps about trying.
Cool.
Something like that. Yeah. See you next week. Thank you, Gabriel.
See you next week. Thank you.